Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself today in this amazing, beautiful world of ours. I hope you're safe with your loved ones and you're in your home or no matter where this webinar finds you. Just lost my words there for a minute. My name is Maria Hopwood-Jones and I'm a SEA Diamond from Sydney, Australia. Today's webinar will be in 3 sections: the ASEA breakthrough and the opportunity and what that represents and means to you. We'll also have a wonderful guest speaker halfway through it. And of course, we'll have Q&A time permitting. So let me introduce you to the first speaker. He's a really good friend. We've been friends now for probably 6 years, and it's been indeed an honor to call him my friend. His name is Stevie Aquilina. Now, Stevie Aquilina's got a fantastically amazing past. I think I'm not going to take thunder away from him, so he can tell you that in his own time. But he is now a ASEA associate living in Queensland, Australia with his wife and their 4 boys. 5 years ago, or a little bit more maybe, they made the best decision of their lives and they started their ASEA journey. Stevie and Sarah now are high-profile ASEA leaders, very passionate about enhancing people's life and 100% committed to ASEA's mission to better people's life and be a force for good in the world. As I previously said, Stevie has got an amazing story from a young age, and he'll be able to tell you all that, and he'll be able to describe where he was, what his journey was all about, and what actually made him decide to be part of ASEA and where it's taking him now. So Stevie, welcome to the webinar.
Hey Maria, thank you very much for having me here and for the incredibly kind introduction. I will leave the money on top of the fridge. Thanks very much for having me here. Look, I'm extremely grateful to know you, not just as a business colleague, which you are extraordinary being such in regards to being able to help so many people, you know, better and change and improve and their lives and get their lives back. Not just throughout your own team, but I know that you're willing and do help anybody, and your team and your heart and your help is extended internationally, which is incredibly admirable. But, you know, also I get to call you and consider you a good and personal friend. And I appreciate that because you're just such a ball of beauty and light and energy and enthusiasm. And yeah, I'm really grateful that I know you. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for being here with me today. Your time is incredibly valuable because I can't refund it. I can refund money, but I can't refund time. And so I don't intend to waste it. And so on that note, let's jump straight into this presentation today and tell you why we're here. So as Maria said, my name is Stevie Aquilina and my family and I, we are Australians, and we are originally from Sydney, Australia. But now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true when we can make that happen and move up here. We're literally minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed and a very grateful man. In my life, I've got the time and income and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken me to many parts around the world that once upon a time, way too far out of my reach. But to tell you the truth, the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a troubled and weird and awkward child to parent and school. I never made the grades. I was an average to below average achiever, especially if it was something that I didn't like. I was often told on a daily basis that I was stupid, useless, and that I shouldn't even try to think because I can't. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. And that's the PG version. I have lots of friends in those days that weren't able to change. It was still the same way today. Unfortunately, one of them is no longer with us because of those old lifestyles. And so I'll keep it PG here, but for more than 20 years, I had 20 different jobs in less that time. And for over a decade, I was a very dumb, but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, I'm kidding about the good looking part, not about the dumb part. I had big dreams. I've always been a daydream believer, but my problem was I really wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually, but I had little self-esteem. So I'd done little with my life and therefore had little to give. Physically, always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in martial arts. But back then, health troubles is an understatement. Autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory and gut conditions most of my life, and lots of bad injuries from my martial arts too. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I'm going to open up to you about how embarrassingly broke I was actually. I've been behind and had the phone, electricity and gas cut off. Not able to run my car because I couldn't afford the petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've had eviction notices. I've been evicted. I mean, embarrassingly broke. I always believed in possibilities. My main problem was I doubted my potential. And so I was just trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I wanted to be. But as for the fortunate things in my life, first I met the girl of my dreams, and right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. She believed in me, always told me that I was more, and I guess when you're told something often enough, and she also raises 4 beautiful children of ours for me, and we'll be forever grateful. And second, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, culture, ethos, training. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too. They taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I get to solve them for others because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have the opposite now, security and dignity, because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I want to be, I have the ability to believe and become more and give more because of this company's life-changing training and showing me a better way. So now I would love nothing more than to continue the rest of my life bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so what I'm going to share with you first is the life-changing breakthrough. It is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this. They say it's a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. However, this is a breakthrough now with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. A very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. But more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What I mean by that, what I'm going to show you goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about. Because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category-creating healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. Now that's a mouthful. Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're made within your body. That means they're native to your body. They are your cellular messengers. They affect your cell-to-cell communication. They affect your cell-to-cell operation. They affect every single system function of your body, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. And redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. Your redox signaling molecules tell your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. That's how your body regenerates its own tissue, heal itself. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Bottom line is this: redox signaling is what keeps all cells functioning and healing at optimal levels, working the way they should all the time. Why is this so important? Because we are all made all of cells, entirely, every single part of us. We live and die, therefore, at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. And what I mean by that, they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling. Critically. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if your bodies already make redox signaling molecules, then why would we think it's a good idea to give your bodies more? Well, when you're born, you do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with poor diet, stress, toxins, and lots of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes confused and slow, and our cells break down more and more. So does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality, therefore. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratory medical studies, and they allow these independently and outside reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space in science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule, because there's 16 of them. There have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered and multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, who put ASEA in this article, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine, and ASEA is already light years ahead outside of all of this. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now that translates to health at its most foundational level. And here's just one example of what I mean by that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has been also scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress, the head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. How can this be so? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. And on that note, you don't have to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, so let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out, elasticity comes back to the skin, blemishes, spots, dots and marks, inflammations, irritations, and aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. How many more dates do you reckon this dude's getting? Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures. Rosie actually believed the products were not working. And so Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And Rosie told that doctor that the products did not work. The doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here. Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed those changes by not taking pictures, so she couldn't see how it goes. Please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. That's the moral of that story. Now, another moral is that some people notice results early on, like Rosie, several weeks, others in 7 days, and many other people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. Not kidding. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants. They're all the same. And so studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, look at this picture very carefully. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Would you see it? You can't unsee it. Now, it's not just for the face. As you can see here, Renew 28 applied to an arm, hand, belly. Here's some more bellies on the next picture. And Renew 28 applied to buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? What they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists set upon ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe discomfort after things such as skin discomfort after things such as shaving and or sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about it in about 10 minutes, to be honest. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort, maximum discomfort, the most it can hurt you. You can feel a soreness there. Now apply that Renew 28 on that sore spot, on that discomfort, 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. I've got a lot more to give you, to show you, for you to hear some really significant stuff. But after going through an explanation and science and research and looking at people's results, we thought we'd give you something even greater that is going to really put an exclamation mark behind our statement that this is a breakthrough. So you're going to hear from a very special man who has a very special survivor story. I'll hand it over to you, Maria. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Stevie. Thanks so much. I hope you guys are getting, your questions answered. If you don't, please write them down and just for further along. But as Stevie said, thank you so much, Stevie. That was a wonderful presentation. And yes, you have actually explained it really well visually, but now it's nothing better than to hear it from the word of somebody who's actually gone through the whole survival experience that ASEA can actually offer you. So our next speaker is a man that has built a range of traditional businesses and was very extremely successful and financially secure. However, we all know that life is fluid and it can sometimes throw you lemons, and you need to understand that the courage and heart are often measured by how quickly you face the challenge, how quickly you overcome it, and how quickly you make lemonade. So today, that's Dan. Dan will be talking to us about his experience with ASEA, how he came about it, why he actually researched it and aligned himself with this amazing company. Today, Dan also lives in Honolulu with his beautiful wife, Suzanne. He has achieved the rank of #3 in ASEA as a Triple Diamond Ambassador and is a member of the $1 Million Club in ASEA. He's had a wealth of experience of building businesses around the world and is a global authority in redox technology and cellular health. You are in very good hands. His mission is to get his life-changing health breakthrough to the world and to you and me. Now, what I will suggest that you actually sit up and listen to his story, because he's got an amazing story to tell. Welcome, Dan. We really appreciate your time and look forward to hearing your story. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Just amazing hearing you go through that. And here I am as a patient just looking for something to survive. And Stevie, let's put at least 3 exclamation points behind what we've got. However many you put just isn't enough, to be honest. And, you know, we've got something, as you said, that nothing can compete or compare or copy. There's no other supplement in the world that can do what these molecules can do for not just the human body, but animals and plants as well. And as most of the doctors said in those videos, that this is an absolute game changer. And it is, and it was for me personally, and you're going to hear my story. Whoever's on this call for the first time, and obviously someone's invited you onto this call, if you're hearing this for the first time, this is an incredible gift they've handed to you, and we're going to hopefully share enough information with you to make a decision whether you want to open up that gift and use that gift or not. We obviously have got the company disclaimer, which Stevie said, and I'll reiterate before I go into my story, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we do have something pretty phenomenal that can help the body to signal the body to heal itself. So cheekily, we also say with long-term use of these products, and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. And it actually cured my father's skepticism after 2 months of using this product. So here I am from Honolulu, Hawaii, with my wife Suzanne, obviously growing up in Sydney, Australia, as Maria said. Going to go back to the early days, growing up there and playing many sports, and working in the corporate arena for one of the big 4 banks in Australia, and moving to traditional business. And this was my first, and what I was involved in the health and fitness industry, I also did bodybuilding. So this is me at 24 years old, or 24 years young. And this was the start of an incredible journey of building and selling traditional businesses, exactly like someone would flip properties, but I did it with traditional businesses. Didn't expect it would go that way, but this is how it started. And over 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people over that period of time. It was an incredible experience. I was very successful. And, but as Maria said, lemons are sometimes thrown at you. And if I fast forward, and this has got nothing to do with the way I physically look, because I was still looking after myself at 44 years old, 20 years later, going to the gym every morning, doing more cardiovascular work. At 54 years old now, very similar condition to this. I still look after myself physically, but I didn't know at this stage of my life back in 2010, I was actually very, very sick. And something came to the surface and a symptom produced, which led me down a path which I'd never thought I'd ever experience. And this is a photo of me, and just 6 months after this photo, in June 2011, on the right-hand side, with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. I spent 2.5 years in and out of the hospital in Sydney, Australia, and when I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. The smile I had here in this photo was very fake. It was a very hard smile to put on with the way I was feeling, but I was next to a hero of mine, Johnny Manor, who had been through all the hospital visits that I had started here. He had what they considered the good one, and I had 2 of the bad ones. And Johnny was in remission at this stage. Unfortunately, after this photo, at the age of 21 years old, his issue came back. He went back into hospital. He started losing a lot of weight. He lost all of his hair, and he never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old, or 23 years young again. At the point where I finished what the doctors put me through, 2.5 years of absolute hell, they told me to get my affairs in order. Couldn't believe what they were saying, because as children, when we were growing up, we went to the doctors, and after a while, the doctors, with whatever they did or gave us, we were better. So we were conditioned to do that, and I was still conditioned in my 40s to do that, thinking I was going to be okay because my life was in the hands of the experts. But I can tell you that that wasn't the case. When they told me to get my affairs in order, I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. I did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet. I suppose the moral of the story here is don't wait till you get sick to take the responsibility of your health into your own hands, guys. Make sure you're doing everything that you can do to look after your health now before it's too late. So I went on to an alkaline diet. I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water. Now, doing everything properly, everything correctly, trying to empower my body to heal itself with everything that I was doing, you would think my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me looking after myself for 2 years. And at this point, when the doctors are telling me my blood works were still heading in the wrong direction and I was still in a lot of trouble with my health, I was fortunate enough to get a phone call from a friend of mine, and this is 2014 now, and Bart Cotter reached out and said, I think I've found something that can help you. So long story short, I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah. I started drinking these amazing little molecules, Redox molecules. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things so fast from it. I had little red spots all over my upper torso, just rubbish coming out of my skin. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm buckled over in discomfort and bloating all day. And in 48 to 72 hours, all the lung damage I had from everything they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking these amazing little molecules. Long story short again, 12 months later, this is a photo of me in 2015 where the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports for decades had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. This is part of my journey back to health. My whole body was rebuilt 1 year on the product, 2015. Let's fast forward. This is 3 years on the product. You can see I'm looking younger, definitely feeling a lot younger. Everything's turning around again. You can see the anti-aging side of what these molecules are doing and rejuvenating every single cell inside and out. So things evolved along the way for me. I was in survival mode initially, but over time it became a responsibility to start helping other people, and that's what I did. And I say that the business model actually saved my life, because if you go back to six years ago, we were living in a van. We almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. We were doing it really tough. No health, no wealth. And what happened was, as a byproduct of helping people, the company started sending me thank you checks, which I invested in more product, saturating my body, getting these little molecules to the problem, and then signaling my body to where the issue was. And the rest is history in regards to my health. But also that started off the business side of ASEA, which I call the most compelling opportunity that we'll see in our lifetime. We've got an amazing platform here. I came from traditional business and corporate, which I would never go back to, knowing what I know now. Never, ever go back to that. This is the most satisfying thing I've done in my life, to be able to help people with an incredible breakthrough, to get the incredible results that we get for them physically. But also, there's a lot of people out there struggling these days, and I call this the perfect storm. A lot of people obviously concerned about their health with what's going on around the world. And a lot of people losing their jobs, or lost their jobs, and losing their businesses, or lost their businesses as well, which is very, very sad for me to see, for anybody to see, with what's happening at the moment. So this can help them get back on track financially as well, and it's taking care of their health in the meantime. And with the opportunity behind us here, I'm going to hand back to Stevie Aquilina to go through this amazing opportunity that we have, touching on, what transpired, a little bit more about the company, and also what this can do for an individual, and generational wealth, what this can do for you guys financially as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. And as I mentioned at the start of the presentation, ladies and gentlemen, this company is headed by some extremely successful people, and Dan is one of those. He's at the tippity top of this company, and just a great guy. He's helped many tens of thousands of people globally, and that's why he's highly rewarded and unrewarded, simply because he has just changed, bettered, and given back many, many, many people's lives. And so grateful to you, Dan, because you were the first leader that believed in me and taught me how to believe and become more. Thank you very much. And yeah, Dan's right. This is the most compelling opportunity in the world. Most compelling opportunity that we'll probably ever see, not just in our lifetime, but probably in my kids' lifetime too. So let me run through just some. Can't run through all of them because time just does not permit for that. But we'll run through some of the reasons why this is such a very big breakthrough. With every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. That's told to us throughout history. The evidence is always there, and ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And so it's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, who's a medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied because of the patents, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way for you to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it. Because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, so it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them have redox, and therefore none of them can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because nothing in the body works without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Redox works in everybody. And so nobody else can make these big claims that ASEA is able to truly scientifically make, because it doesn't matter whether it's a juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, or CBD oil, it's not redox. And none of those things anyway, as good as they may be, can work in the body without redox. And so therefore ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, helping people massively at a level that nothing else can get near. And it doesn't matter whether it's healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and not only does ASEA serve all of them, but again serves them at a level deeper than anything else can. And so it is an entrepreneur's dream, really. To better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world is the ASEA mission. And we can't do that on our own. We recognize that. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra or a part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there's levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. So what is that just really? Well, you receive what is called a residual income, not just from the first, but all of the repeated ongoing purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA, month after month, year after year. And because you can refer as many people as you like, that residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income. What's leveraged mean? Well, you also receive an income from all of the ongoing repeated purchases month after month, year after year, made by every single person you contacts and others also refer. And because there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go, that income is unlimited too. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever it might be, it's only natural that people tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and the most trusted, and still today, #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening new markets every year, and based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. If you really understood the power of residual income and what it really meant to you, you would be willing to walk through a brick wall to get it. Or maybe in my case, you'd be willing to crawl through broken glass to get it. We understand it like I do. So let me see if I can help you out. Residual income is impressive, but really, truly, mostly it is important. Here's what I figured out along the way. I have residual bills. I need a residual income to be able to keep up with that. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65. They're not working because they want to. They're working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar because they've got residual bills, but they haven't figured out residual income. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. And try keeping up with bills for that. Try having a good standard of living with that. Pretty hard. And so what's going wrong? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% don't? And I was in that 81%, by the way, so I feel like I'm an authority to speak on this matter. You know, it's how to make money that is no longer dependent on our paid by the hour, selling our precious time for money, labor intensive, our own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Learning how to get out of active income and into residual income is one of the biggest financial principles we need to learn. Look, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now, and therefore you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And we all know from the last 12 months, it could happen sooner rather than later, but it's always been the case. It's not just the current global environment. This threat has always been here for many reasons. And money, you know, this might be even more concerning for you for those who are thinking, well, my money already isn't enough as it is. My active income already doesn't pay me enough as it is. This is a big problem. 81% of people get trapped in it. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. Terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, and if you've been able to keep it in the last 12 months, you're blessed. Keep it longer. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing. Because if you are planning to continue to just rely on a single source of active income, I'm telling you that's not smart. It is in fact dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their security, their freedom. Well, what about this for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it? What about for people who have dreams and desires of a better life for themselves and for loved ones? Look, a SIA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from making a significant difference in people's lives and from the inevitable growth of this global expansion of bettering people's lives, to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living than from bettering people's lives. That isn't also just what you get to do with a SIA. It's a massive part of it. You know, who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, I'm not saying you can't make great money here. You really can. Great money, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meet great people, make great friends, have great experiences and a great lifestyle. But what I'm really saying at the end of the day is that it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SIA. And it's demonstrated time and time again. But in this first demonstration, I'm going to share with you, because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies, proving a SIA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies also wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see that there were grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Vertus and Tyler saw people who had come from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Redox and Tyler could not in good conscience sell out. And I'm very proud to say that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Redox and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually, always demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles over and above and before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. But if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this redox reality with ASEA, and you can become more. If you just pass ASEA on for many, many others, this information about ASEA, you will better the lives of many, many others. You can and you will. And your life will become better in many, many ways. And so by now, I hope you see how brilliant this breakthrough is. By now, you may tell this is a profound product. And by now, I hope you've gotten a handle of just how outstanding this opportunity is. And by now, hopefully, you heard how excellent the ASEA ethos is. And by now, I hope you feel how meaningful this mission is to better people's lives, to be a force for good in the world. And so my name again is Stevie Aquilina. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And thank you ever so much, Dan and Maria, for being great friends and great leaders and yeah, going out there and shoulder to shoulder with me and changing the world. Thank you very much for all you do.
You make it easy for us. Make it so easy for us, Stevie, to do that. So do you, Maria.
Yeah, I know. You guys make it easy for me. I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity to host you guys. It's really quite amazing. Thanks, Stevie. Thanks, Dan. You know, you guys are just absolutely blazing the trail for all of us, and that's just a wonderful thing. Stevie, your presentation was just amazing. Once again, thank you so much. So true, very much. And Daniel, Dan, if it wasn't for you, none of us would be here. I think let's face that one. So I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart, and I think I speak from behalf of everybody that's here and anybody else that's going to hear this video. It wasn't for you taking your responsibility of your health in your own hands, we would not be here. We wouldn't have the privilege, first of all, to call you our friend and to be blessed to have this amazing technology change our lives and those around us. So thank you so very much.
Actually, I wouldn't actually be here physically, so you would have never met me if I didn't take the responsibility.
That's exactly right. So true, so true. That's what I meant. And thank you so much. And your time is just so precious. So we really appreciate you making time for us. Stevie, same for you. Thank you so much for making time for you. I know that you're actually blazing the trail more than anybody else with you and Dan all over the weeks and with all the presentations you've got. So thank you so very much.
Good fun.
Thank you. Stop the recording.